And welcome into Jags of the Roundtable. JP Shadrick, Brian Sexton, John Oehser. Let's get right into it. The national media giving almost straight A's to the Jaguars for their draft class. Where do you go with all these grades?
I feel like Sally Field, right? They like us. They like really, really like us.
Hey, a bunch of guys we've heard of. It's awesome.
You know, for Jag fans, that's nice because for years they have felt irrelevant in the big picture, and they want to feel good about their team. And boy, it was a good draft. And to have people now talking about the Jaguars as being an ascending team gives the fan base a real lift. I can remember a draft that Seattle had back in the late 1990s, and it was kind of like this. Every single guy was a big-time player from a big-time school in college, and it didn't do a whole lot for him, you know? And so you got to take the draft now and translate it onto the field. I believe that these guys can play. We'll see.
And to take that another way, the draft that Russell Wilson was involved with, wide across the board, got Fs.
Yeah.
So take it for what it's worth. It got good grades because Green slipped and Bennett slipped. People thought they were going to go higher, so it's perceived they got value. It's a good draft because David Caldwell stuck to his plan. It's a really good draft because it looks like those three guys on the first 2 days have a chance to come in and play and contribute very quickly. But the grades, whatever.
I'll add something to it. You know, they're getting praise for drafting well, and they did. And they tracked the guys they wanted. They targeted a couple of guys, Michael Bennett, Rashad Green. Now, I don't know, they could have told you one was going to be in the 5th and one was going to be in the 6th, but they probably figured out they were going to be third-day guys, right? Whatever it was, height, weight, speed, you know, unique, three-technique player, whatever. But Dave Caldwell and his team did a great job of looking at guys they wanted, and then they brought them in, and they knew they were going to be there for them.
And they got a little lucky, too. I mean,
well, yeah, that's always part of it.
The guy slipped, which is good.
Of course, veteran free agency. The Jags were busy this offseason. The draft is done now. Rookie free agency is done now. So what's left on this team? What's missing from this roster?
Well, I think depth at linebacker is something that over the long run they definitely want to improve. I think depth over the board, you're still at a point where it looks like now you've got your starters. And you like the 22 in mass. And now over time you want to start building that, improving on some spots. You'd like to make sure you know what you got at free safety between Brown and Sample. I think it's going to be an interesting battle. But overall, I think depth at the linebacker position, if they get hurt there,
There's no fullback.
Well, that's not in the plan.
Okay, well, you asked what was missing.
Okay.
Other than that, right? Other than that, it looks like they have, with the exception maybe of linebacker, they have brought in enough guys to be
so
able
your
to be.
gripe is that they don't have a fullback.
Well, it's not a gripe. He asked
when they
the
don't have
question.
a.
He said, what's missing? Well, fullback.
Not gonna
They
use
don't have
one.
Okay.
All right.
But that's the only thing I can think that's missing. They brought a lot of guys in.
All right, Jags.
Of course, our good buddy Preet Prisco always says it's all about 2015. He said that for the last 2 years. So what's a fair expectation now for 2015?
Depends on who you talk to.
Depends on how the fullback plays, I guess.
Let's leave that one alone. You know, I was just I had lunch with a couple of Jaguars fans, and they were talking, and of course, you know, they're talking playoffs, right? I mean, playoffs. And I almost went Jim Mora. And I pulled back from it. But I think, you know, you're looking at a team that in December, we should be talking about a pivotal game here or there to stay in the race. My expectation, based on Bortles' offseason work and the belief that he'll be better and the talent they put around him, is that in December, maybe it's the first week, maybe it's the second, we're still talking about this team in the wild card chase.
I'm glad you said stay in the race because I don't think they're going to be in position in December to necessarily fall out of the race. But I think they'll be within range of it, and it's okay to expect that. Thing this year you want, push for 500, get close, feel in November and December like you have a chance to play meaningful games and that these young guys are showing something that makes you feel really, really good about what they're showing.
Meaningful games after Thanksgiving would be great. That is when it feels right.
And it's been a long time since that's happened.
07, well, 2010. They had it in 2010. They were 8-5 in December with a shot to win the division, and then from that point, it's done.
5 years, long time. We'll see if they can change it this year. That's it for this week on Jags of the Roundtable.